Hi, Dan Klett here. I'm the founder of OperationGreatness.com, and I am the author of the book Reignited America. Welcome to this very special edition of our Operation Greatness podcast. This conversation we are having right now is how many doors are you ready to open now? We're going to start our conversation by recognizing how giving is living. This is how life works. The more you are contributing meaningfully to others, the more life, I call that God, rewards you and allows you to be able to serve that many more people because your whole purpose is being of greater service to more people. And the more you are serving, the more you're contributing meaningfully, the more impact you're having, the more you are rewarded and then are able to serve that many more people. And the more you are giving, the more alive you feel, the more you believe in yourself. You know how much you matter. So I want you to really reflect on that insight. Giving is living. The more you are living, the more you are contributing meaningfully, the more meaningful your life is, the more valuable you are. You have the confidence. You carry yourself differently. People see you and they recognize, wow, this is a person on fire. This is someone who knows where he or she is going, and they get out of your way because you're like that fire ignited within every one of us, and you're sparking that fire. You are transforming the lives of everyone you are blessed to be able to serve. How long have you put off getting yourself out there, making your mark, having the impact it is your destiny to have before now? I want you to really be clear about this. What excuses did you make? I don't have enough time. I know I'm here to do something important. I know there's so much more for me than what I've ever experienced before, but I'm really busy on, and then insert some kind of rational justification for delaying your work, your destiny. I call it your divine design, duty, destiny, dharma. Well, it's too hard. How do I even begin? I'm so overwhelmed by just my normal searching the internet, Facebook, Twitter, social media. I'm too busy to do anything else. I'm just overwhelmed by life. Really, all of that was, you could have, like when they have I forgot what they call that now, like subtitles, thank you, in a foreign language. Really, all of that is just saying, I'm scared. Okay, I get it. It is outside your comfort zone. It looked like, well, how do I even title my program? How do I do my outline? How do I? I'm here to solve all of that for you and walk you through creating your signature talk through which you are going to have the impact. It is your destiny, it is your gift, it is your blessing to have. This is what we're doing in this Operation Greatness podcast. What if you had everything you need all laid out for you and someone you trust who's been where you are, who felt the fear and did it anyway, who walked you through completing your best ever signature talk? How many doors are you now ready to open? What if we had a community of other successful speakers, coaches, authors, trainers, presenters, all there for us 24/7, where you can run past them your signature talk title, your outline, your script. You can ask them to review your signature talk, and you can get so many different perspectives on all the ways you can impact that many more people's lives and improve every aspect of what you are creating. How many doors are you now ready to open? And in our community, we can also share our fears. We can stay on track. We can celebrate your wins and acknowledge you for how much impact you're having, how great you're doing, and how great you are as the inspired visionary leader. It is your destiny. It is your purpose. It is your gift. It is your blessing to be. I get it. I know that it's scary to think about putting yourself out there. I used to be that kid who the teacher knew the answer to the question, and if nobody volunteered, then the teacher would call on me, and I was scared that the teacher would call on me because I might stutter or say something silly and kids might laugh at me. So inevitably the teacher would call on me and I would stutter and I would say something silly or I would like my face would get all red and people would laugh at me. I mean, that's how I was growing up. I was scared of people. I was afraid of being hurt. I had low self-esteem. Can you relate to any of this? And yet then my senior year, I was required to take a speech class, which scared me to death. And yet I found out I actually didn't die. It wasn't fatal for me to stand up in front of people and share my gifts with them. I started to open up and my lotus flower began to bloom. And then outside of college, I was getting jobs in newspapers, and suddenly I had to, as a newspaper reporter for 6 years and assistant managing editor for 4 years, suddenly I had to stand eyeball to eyeball with the governor of my state, Wisconsin. Tommy Thompson was his name. And I had to be on his level. So my consciousness expanded. It had to. I was forced to. And I had to not only meet him where he was, I had to lead him because I was responsible for getting the story. And then a few weeks after interviewing the governor, then I was interviewing Wisconsin Senator Herb Kohl. And then a few weeks or shortly after that, sometime I was interviewing the other Wisconsin Senator, Russell Feingold. And this just became who I had to be. And I mean, your life dictates how you are showing up, and there is no more option to play small. I mean, like I say, giving is living. If you're not giving your full gift, which is how you are here to be of greater service to more people, if you're holding that back because you were playing small, then you're not fully living, you're not fully alive, and you're not reaping the reward from transforming as many people's lives as it is your destiny to do, because this is the person you are. So reflect on that. Giving is living, and you're opening your doors right here because this is how you're opening fully to fulfilling your purpose, to living your divine design, duty, destiny, dharma. And this feels right because this is your lotus flower opening fully right here, right before us, right now. So I did newspapers for 10 years and I did radio for 3.5 years and TV for 1.5 years before publishing my first book, Experience Unconditional Love, this year, and leading workshops and doing tons of online speaking. I've done dozens of podcasts so far, and I've created probably close to 10,000 videos. The furthest away I was invited to speak at a seminar was in Manila in the Philippines. That was on Think and Grow Rich, which I've been teaching at the master's levels since 2003. And that was at an internet marketing conference. Now I want you to see all the doors you're now ready to open as you are completing your signature talk in the exact way I'm walking you through creating it. So I'm going to share my screen now and show you my Twitter page. Once I can figure out how to, I think I have to expand the window here to get the option for sharing. There it is. Okay. Sharing on Twitter. Okay. Here we go. Let's look at this a moment. So this is an example of some of the ways the doors can open for you. So like I have 183,142 people following me on Twitter right now. And let's just look at this here because this was really fun getting to speak in the audience. And I love how someone took this picture of me because you can see a woman recording the conversation on her phone. And that's just it's fun. It feels good to know that someone values our words, our signature talk enough to want to share that, to preserve that memory, right? I mean, you know how many people are on social media and they're documenting their lives. So this was meaningful in one of my talks with, in this case, it was about, I don't know, 150 people in the room, I think, 160, something like that. Let's look at my interview on medium.com. I mean, you know, this is an example of the doors that could open up for you. So this was on the epidemic of loneliness. And let's just kind of scroll through this a moment here. I thought, I mean, I knew medium.com was a pretty big place, but I mean, well, let's just scroll through this a moment here and let's just, oh, yeah, because this is like my signature talk here. And they ran this, they included my signature talk, how we're ending the epidemic of loneliness among our young people. This was Operation Greatness podcast number 6. And they included that in my interview. And this is like an hour long. I don't need to play it, but there it is. It's an hour and 1 minute just from my signature talk here. And this is what this interview inspired, was for me to share part of it in my signature talk, or as my signature talk as one of them. And I mean, it's such a nice interview that they did here. And I don't know if we don't need to scroll too many places, you know. And we're going to talk about this another part as I'm getting you to see what's possible for you. And just like I didn't know how big medium.com is. I thought it was maybe 20 million or 30 million people a month, but no, it's in May of 2023, it was like almost 200 million. And this was just a recent search that I just did this search this morning. So I don't know how many it is, you know, in 24 or 25, but I was just pretty amazed to see that. I mean, how many doors are you excited now? And you can't wait to open yourself as you're thinking about how much possibility there is with you completing your signature talk and putting yourself out there. In the same way, I'm going to show you how to do it is how I've done it myself. How many people who need your gifts are going to now actively seek you out through your signature talk? May I show you how I can help you? And then you can decide which option would be the best for you to give yourself and would serve you the most. So let's go over to this page where I'm putting this Operation Greatness podcast video, you can look at all of this on your own. I want to highlight a few different points about this for us to consider here, like the training itself. Look at, okay, so we're basically doing 5 online classes Monday through Friday for about 40 minutes. Think of it in terms of a 40-minute time frame, and you'll get the recordings if you miss any of those classes live. We're also, this is where it's like you can do this on your own as much as you want, even if you are very ambitious and you can't wait to get started now, then get started now and you're going to get our 60-page training manual, our 27-page action guide, our audience needs worksheet, our core message preparation guide. I mean, so you can get started and you can go all in right now. And I would highly recommend you do that because this is when the fire is hot. And you know that they say nature rewards speed or money rewards speed. So you're excited now. I can't wait to get started. Well, let's make it happen now. Let's do this now. You can download all of this. Look at this right here, the 5-page signature talk title generator. My purpose in presenting you with everything that is going to help you get your greatest results in being of greater service to more people from your signature talk. My purpose is, whether you're just starting out, I want to give you everything you need to have the impact it is your destiny to have. And even if you are a seasoned pro, like I created this honestly for someone like Tony Robbins to say that I want him to see what you and all of us are doing here. And I want him to be able to jump up and say, wow, $197 is worth it for me to buy just the title generator. That's a fantastic price considering everything else we're getting right here. That's how I want even the best to see how much they would be served by our creating your signature talk training. And then, well, like for example, when you give yourself the premium training, I want you to say, like, yeah, the training itself, that is definitely a $997 package that I'm able to get. And the premium just like doubles that or more, because like our our public speaking emergency toolkit. I want to just show you that here a moment. Here it is. Our public speaking, you see, that's like going to be a very nice training by itself. And I'm really excited to share that with you. And yet we're also doing a bonus Q&A on Saturday. So the 5 days is our main course, but then Saturday is our bonus Q&A course or call. And that by itself is a $200 bonus. And yet this public speaking emergency toolkit that we just saw, that's going to be a whole nother training. And yet the premium level is, to me, the minimum you want to give yourself, because I'm going to do our full worksheets myself for my new signature talk. I mean, I mentioned my Medium interview, my interview on medium.com, and that 1 hour and 1 minute podcast that I did, which could be my signature talk, but I'm going to use all of our worksheets and I'm going to create my new signature talk, because I'm going to go out there in my community and I'm going to give this to you for you to use to go out there in your community and to bring all of our community leaders together because we're losing our children. We're losing our ability to think. We've lost our connection with our community, with our neighbors, with our, I mean, how many people give of their time to a food bank or to volunteer to, how many people are big brothers, big sisters anymore? How many people serve and care about their community now? So I'm changing that. I'm going to inspire, I'm going to bring together all of our community leaders, and this is through OperationGreatness.com, my main work, and they're going to lead their own Operation Greatness chapters in their communities, like churches, for example. They're going to have their church chapter of Operation Greatness, and they're going to do this as their most important fundraiser, and it's going to bring our communities closer together. That's what my new SIG Talk is myself, and I'm going to show you how I created this by putting it through all of our processes here in the training. This is part of the premium training. You're going to get all of my worksheets, everything I've done. You can use this as your example. And then I'm going to give you my signature talk. And this is actually phenomenal because you're going to be able to give this talk yourself in your community or modify it however you want. I'm going to give you the license to use this talk. We're going to talk more about that shortly. I'm so excited to share this with you in case you didn't notice that. So before we talk about the price and which option is best for you to give yourself, what would that be worth to you if you had 100 people saying yes to becoming part of your world every time you're giving your signature talk? And let's say 12 of those 100 people are joining your monthly membership or becoming part of your coaching program. What would that be worth to you? And let's say you're giving your signature talk or you're presenting 4 times a month. I personally like the pace of doing 3 podcast interviews a week, like on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, because that was not too overwhelming for me. And I started out really strong, and I instead of being on other people's podcasts, I would rather have my own podcast, and I would rather have you be on my podcast because that's just so much more fun, refreshing, inspiring for me is to do my own podcast. So when I was doing podcasts, 3 a week was enough for me. More than that would have been too much, and less than that is, I think that's a good pace. So you could easily do 12 podcasts a month, and that would be reasonable, I think. And yet, if you just did 4 in a month and you got 400 people, and I'm just giving you, this is just a total example, just so you get a perspective here. It's no guarantees, of course, or anything like that. I think this is actually very low, in fact, as an estimation of what's possible for you with you saying yes and opening all of these doors to you now. So let's just say that you could do 12, you could do 1 a day. And I know a lot of people who are even doing multiple podcasts a day, and they're getting a team of people to work for them in doing that. And you could certainly do that. And I can even walk you through some of that if you're interested. Like I said, I was doing 3 a day, and 3 a week, and that was a good pace for me. But let's just say that you were like for your membership, or if you're leading your own Operation Greatness chapter, that's something that's like my child, let's say. That's my membership site. And if you're leading your own chapter, you're making $98.50 per person per month. So if you're getting 100 people from each of 4 signature talk presentations you're making each month, that would be 400 people. And if you're getting 12 people from each one of them, that would be 48 per month. So if you're making $98.50 per month per person, times 48 people per month, that would be $4,728 per month just from this basic example of like one talk a week, and you can do one talk a day if you want. And most speakers I know are making, well, they're disappointed if they're making less than $100,000 in a weekend, like in a seminar. And they're also counting on their high ticket mastermind and six-figure top tier clients for their from their front end for that appearance that they're making, like a weekend seminar, to be worth their time. So if you're making $4,000 a month just as a simple way of conceiving what's possible for you, thinking about by doing one show a week, one podcast, one interview, one talk in your town. And that's, I mean, I think that's a very realistic number for someone just beginning. If you're seasoned, then you know the tricks, and you can go so much higher than that. If you're making 4,000 a month doing what you love, would there be any question that getting your signature talk just right would be worth $1,997 for you to begin crafting that talk today? As long as you believed you could do it, of course that would be worth it. I mean, like, let's go back to our Twitter slide here. Like, with you presenting your talk to the audience who is really inspired and moved and transformed by you, of course they're going to want to be part of your world. And I can give you some special techniques that I like to use to get more people interested who are watching my talks. So you can learn how to get so many more people. And so $1,997 is, to me, kind of obvious if you're making $4,000 a month as a result of applying it, creating your talk, and using everything you can to get your greatest results and have your greatest impact on the most people. Because remember, giving is living. The more you're serving others, the more life, or God, as I call it, is supporting you and being able to make that much more of a difference, to have far greater impact on so many more good people who need you now. Sharing your gift. Let's watch a short video that I want to share with you from one of my clients who was, oh, I missed something. I wanted to share with you. Did I share with you no, I did not. The video from Rob. Let's watch that first. I think I skipped something in my notes here. So let's go back to watch. I want to share this video with you first. This is from Rob Goyette. He'll he's telling you about me in my signature talk. I was going to share this with you when I was seeing. I wanted you to get a sense of how many doors you can open and what that could mean to you by having your signature talk. So let's just listen to what Rob is saying here for a short moment. So this is just one example of the door that can open for you And you don't know how many doors that will lead to opening as well. I just wanted to remind you that you are destined for greatness. So let's go back to watching this. I want to see. Oh, here it is. I think I see it here. This this is a woman whom I coached, and she started out being afraid, like you might be able to relate to that yourself. And I mean, all of us started out that way. And yet, listen to what she has to say here, because this is the impact that you are able to have. And it just feels so good when you hear these comments coming in, when you get people responding to you. So let's listen to this right now. Does that just really move you? Because you have the ability to, I mean, you're a coach, right? You inspire people, you serve them, and it just feels so, so good because giving is living. This is our purpose. This is why we are here. We're all here to serve each other. I'm getting chills even under this sports coat and the lights here and everything. It just feels so good because this is why we are here on the planet. This is what our life is about. Giving is living, being of greater service to more people. It just feels so good when we are making a difference to people. And this is how, by this being your focus, how much can I do to be of greater service? How can I be of greater service to even more people? When you focus on that, I mean, I hope you're doing that already, then life rewards you and allows you to make that much of a greater impact on so many more people, like all of us are doing here in our creating your signature talk training. So I wanted to read this to you also. This one right here. You should pay close attention to what Dan has to say because the fate of the human race may literally depend on it, from Frank Guerin in Pennsylvania. That's kind of an interesting one, and yet let's talk about that when we go back to our conversation. I mean, our list of everything that you're getting here, our bonuses, because I wanted to give you, well, we mentioned this about my signature talk and how I'm actually giving you a license to give my talk where we're coming back together as our communities. And I would love for you to even lead your community and invite your community leaders. to come together to hear you give this talk that I'm giving you to use if you are so inspired. And just to put this in perspective, if you offered me $10,000 to write your signature talk for you, I would not be interested in that. In fact, if you go right now to danclatt.com, which is right here, you'll see that my coaching fee is $5,000 an hour, and I'm focusing on that being worth $25 million to you because it's when you're focused so much communing with God, present with life, then you just know things and you can be very focused. And like my 10 years in newspapers gave me the ability to, I mean, like the time when I was in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and the editor called me in and said, Bill Clinton, who was then running for president, was coming into Austin Straubel International Airport, and I would be meeting him at the plane and getting a private interview with him in his limo on the way from the airport to the Union Hall where he was giving a campaign speech, and I would have 16 minutes to get the exclusive story. I mean, that's what the 10 years in journalism was all about. I had X amount of time, like minutes, to get the story. So I had to zoom right into the heart of the issue. And that's why being such a coach, a master coach since 2000, well, since 1998, actually, I taught Think and Grow Rich at the master's level since 2003. But I have that ability to just go right to the heart of it. And so this bonus is, well, that, I mean, to me, is that like a pretty phenomenal $10,000 bonus to be able to use the talk that I am reading? I mean, writing myself using the same process I'm giving you, not just as your model or your template, or to see how you can think of additional ways of doing your talk. That reminds me of these testimonials too. I absolutely cherish your words. Thank you so much for spreading the truth and speaking from the heart of healing and unity, from Deani Davis. And I like what Amanda Goldston said. You know, you are absolutely excellent. I think you've just created a miracle in me. This is what it's all about, for all of us to be of greater service to everyone we are blessed to be able to serve, right? So let's go back to our cart tab with our series of bonuses and benefits. So I have to add a secret bonus, which is private. This is just between you and I, and it's not anywhere listed. It's not on the download page. You're going to have to request this of me personally because this is unofficial. Because if somebody were to, let's just say everyone else who has to pay me, I mentioned my Operation Greatness chapter, you know, like you are able to give my signature talk on leading your community and bringing all the community leaders together. I have to now give you, as long as you're getting, as long as you're one of the 8 people who are giving themselves Pro 2, I have to give you 2 months of my Operation Greatness chapter. And that's the page where that's what Rob was talking about here. Rob Goyette, that first video that we saw. That's like, anyway, it costs $197 a month. And oh, yeah, I mean, your insights are priceless. It's well worth the price. really inspired to fulfill my destiny. I was really inspired to fulfill my destiny when I heard Dan speak. It's easy to see that he motivates people to connect with themselves and their higher guidance and also clear away distractions, non supportive programming, and limiting beliefs. And anyway, I mean, you can see I have to do this because it's all about being of service. And I think this would be the most important way I can serve you is by giving you 2 full months of your own Operation Greatness chapter. This is unofficial. You have to ask me for that once you have given yourself the pro to creating your signature talk. If you're one of the first 8 people who can qualify to receive pro 2. If that's of interest to you, then take advantage of that because I don't want to, I can't do something where everyone else is paying me $197 and it's honestly worth, well, like in our first month, we're doing our Think and Grow Rich workshop that Rob Goyette was talking about. And the first class, the beliefs class in just that workshop is worth $10,000. I mean, it would be honestly worth paying $10,000 to receive just that first beliefs class. So this is unofficial. You have to ask me for that. I'm not going to offer you that on its own. If you're interested, become pro 2 and then send me your receipt and tell me that you want the access for the first 2 months of leading your own Operation Greatness chapter. And then you're going to give, you can, if you want, give my talk that I've created at premium. You're going to get that. And pro, of course, pro 1 and 2. Anyway, if you're interested, then take advantage of that. That's something that I just have to do because it's in my heart to be abundant and generous and loving and to make as much of an impact as I can in helping you make as much impact as you can because that's part of my contribution as well. I mean, think about it this way, the everyone you are transforming, all of the good you are doing in the world because of doing this training with me, I've had some small impact in you having that impact. And that's so meaningful to me. I mean, I'm getting a visual of like J. Paul Getty once said he would rather have 1% of the work of 100 people than 100% of his own effort. He's talking about making money. I'm talking about being of service because living is giving, and we are here to be of greater service to more people. So if you transform the lives of 10,000 people with your signature talk and the leader, the inspired visionary leader you are, and if I had a hand in you developing the confidence to put yourself out there, then those 10,000 people who otherwise would have been lost or suffering or struggling, or maybe in financial ruin, many would have killed themselves probably if it weren't for you putting yourself out there, believing in yourself, knowing how much you matter. To me, that's like all of those people, I touch their lives in some way. And yet, if I'm reaching, like 10 people, 100 people through my signature talk, and they're doing their signature talks, and I mean, it just, goes out there so much more. I'm able to have so much more impact by giving you everything that you need to have your full impact. That is your destiny. It is your gift. It is your blessing. I suggest it is your duty to be that person, transforming the lives of everyone you can, not playing small anymore. This is the time of the great transformation, and that's happening by you doing this with everyone you are gifted to have connected with you. You are blessed to be able to serve. Let's talk about our guarantee a little here. Okay, so that's listed down here on the near the end of this conversation. I mean, of this. So, oh, we didn't even talk about the price, but you can see that listed right here. Like I want you to seriously see that just from the training itself, you're getting a $997 training. And if you're going to premium, which why would you not? Because to me, it's like a no-brainer that you're getting a $1,997 full-blown coaching program. And yet we didn't even talk about you being on my stage. Guess you can read about that here. And I mean, I'm giving, I'm creating the Operation Greatness Best You Ever Summit. And if you're one of the 12 people who are getting Pro 1, then I want to give you, as long as your talk is in alignment with Operation Greatness, about bettering yourself and being the best you ever, as long as your talk fits that theme, then I want you on my stage. I want to give you the talk, the avenue to give your signature talk. And then we will record that, and you can use that. You can sell that even. I mean, how exciting is that? And then, as long as your message will fit my Operation Greatness Year of Greatness podcast, then I want to have you on. If you're one of my 8 Pro 2 members, then I want to have you on my podcast, and I want to heavily promote you to my 103 or whatever it is, 183,000 Twitter followers, and all the other social media too. So let's talk about the guarantee here. To me, like, I want all of us to focus on how much more of an impact we're able to have on everyone we are blessed to be able to serve. And I don't want you to think about failing or limiting yourself or not getting the results that are your destiny to have. And yet I get it. Some people are, a little more, I don't know, whatever, human, or they've had bad results from other people they've trusted. And what I want to guarantee you is that if you give yourself either Pro 1 or Pro 2, and I would really seriously go all the way in for Pro 2, especially with that additional thing that I just offered there that you have to ask me to receive, where I'm also, also with Pro 2, I will offer you to send me your script and I will review it personally. And then also, when you give your signature talk on my summit, on my stage, I will review your talk, and I will give you that personal feedback. And by the way, that alone is well worth, remember, my $5,000 per hour coaching fee. So you can do the math. You can guess how much additionally that bonus of me reviewing both your script and your personal talk, your signature talk, is tangibly worth to you. If you don't make back within 30 days the money that you have spent on Pro 2, then I will give you back the balance. It's that simple. So you're really risking nothing, and I'm taking all the risk because I believe in you so much. I know that you matter and you're here for a very specific purpose, which is to transform the lives of as many people as you can. And there's no limit to that. And I'm here to help you reach more people and serve them so much more. And to qualify for this guarantee, you do have to have a $97 per month membership at least. And we're taking that total. Like if you're, for example, leading your Operation Greatness chapter for 2 months, you have to ask me to receive that, and then I will happily give you that once you've given yourself the Pro 2 Signature Talk level, then you're making $98.50 per person joining your Operation Greatness chapter through your link. So that would apply to the guarantee. So you can see, like, it takes what, 5 people. You're making $98.50 per person. So 5 people times 4 times $98.50, whatever that would be, like, you're whatever, maybe that would be like $4.92 or something. You're very close right there. So I might have to give you $5 or something, but you'd understand the guarantee, right? So to me, this is just, oh, I forgot to even tell you about this. I mean, you can see this here, but as long as you are, well, I'm giving you 50% commissions on anyone you bring into our Signature Talk training. And I don't remember which level. Oh, yeah, premium or pro. Okay, so it is all 3 of the top 3 of the 4 levels. So you're getting that. So in other words, it just takes 2 people and you've made back your investment already. And so the guarantee is, like, I would be very, very surprised. It would take a lot for somebody to not meet the qualifications of that. If they're not trying, then of course they're not going to get any results. But you are an action taker. You believe in yourself. You know how much you matter, and you're here to make a profound impact. So you're here to open the doors, and giving is living, and you're here to be of great service. So there's no question about that, right? For you, I have one more thing that I want to talk about with you here, which is, let's go back to my interview on medium.com. I want you to answer this question yourself. I was asked, you are a person of great influence. You are a person of great influence yourself. If you could inspire a movement that would bring the most good to the most people, what would that movement be? You never know what your idea can trigger. So how do you answer that question yourself? What is the movement coming out of you saying yes, doing your signature talk and opening all the doors that is opening for you, being ready to put yourself out there fully, not holding back, not playing small, not letting fear limit you in any way ever again? How much of a difference are you having on the people who are hearing you give your signature talk? How much impact are you having in the world? Believing in yourself, having the confidence because you've done the work, you've done all of these aspects of our training. You've done our cheat sheet. You've done the talk readiness checklist. You're ready to go. You've put your talk through the title generator. And I do honestly want you to say, yeah, that's worth $197 just by itself. Having that is so valuable to me. You've done our core message preparation guide. So you're very clear on your message and your audience, and you've taken the action and created your talk. What kind of movement are you seeing coming out of you giving your talk and inspiring people to believe in themselves so much more? How much is the impact you are having worth to the people who are buying from you, becoming part of your membership, becoming in your coaching program, becoming your clients, and being of greater service themselves? How much of how much is their impact having on you? I mean, like I said, like the J. Paul Getty example of he would rather have 1% of the work of 100 people than 100% of his own effort. I mean, like I said, I honestly feel great about all of the great work you are doing in the world because I know that I had a small impact on you. I inspired you to go out there and transform the lives of maybe 10 million people or 100 million people or a billion people, or even if it's 10,000 people or 1,000 people or 100 people right now. I mean, so like if we have 100 people doing our signature talk training, well, let's look at this from your perspective. Because of all of the people, like if you're having an impact on 1,000 people and then they are serving 10,000 people, you had, I mean, well, let's be more realistic here. Okay, so it's very realistic. You can have your impact on 10,000 people by the talks that you are giving. And if each of those 10,000 people is then making a difference to 100 people, then you made a difference to 10,000 times 100 people is what? 100,000, a million people. So you had an impact on a million people. That feels tremendous, right? That's the value of your life. I mean, like with leading your own Operation Greatness chapter, my purpose is to give you the ability to transform the lives of all of your online friends. Where if you're getting your 1,200 people leading their own chapters through you and you're making $98.50 per person per month times 90 times 1,200 people, that's like $1.4 million in a year. Anyway, but your 1,200 people having their impact, leading their own chapters on 1,200 people, that's 1,440,000 people. That's what I'm talking about here. The people who are blessed and served by you having your impact boldly, confidently, purposefully through your vision of what's possible for you and not holding back or limiting yourself in any way ever again. How much are the people you are serving going to make a difference and have greater impact, living their fulfillment? Giving is living, sharing their gift because of how you inspired and transformed their lives. That's where the real impact is. Beyond the impact for you, it's the impact for everyone you are serving. And that's what the life or the juice of living truly is. That feels so great to know how much of an impact you're making. I mean, to get those kind of testimonials like from Andrea that we watched, and or we read those testimonials from a few other people, Deani Davis and Amanda Goldstein. And I mean, all of this is your potential to do good in the world because you are a person of great influence. And it is your destiny to be of greater service. I'm going back to this. You are destined for greatness. That's what I wanted to share with you, just to reiterate that point. So, which is the right option to give yourself? Are you doing the training by itself? Are you giving yourself premium where I'm walking you through how I created my signature talk by doing everything in the training to create mine? And I'm giving you the steps that I've taken to complete that. Would that help you create your signature talk yourself by seeing what I did in answering all of our worksheets? Of course it would. Well, if you agree that it would, then give yourself premium. Would that also help you to speak at my Operation Greatness Summit, as long as your message is aligned with the message of either Operation Greatness or Best You Ever? I believe it would help you. And would it help you to have me review your script of your signature talk? Well, then give yourself Pro 1. Would it help you also to have me review your presentation of you delivering your signature talk at my Operation Greatness Summit? And as long as your message would be in alignment with the Year of Greatness and my Operation Greatness podcast, then I want to have you on as a guest in my podcast and promote you to my 183,000 Twitter followers and all my other social media. Would that be of, would you get benefit from being on my podcast? Would that be well worth it for you? Then give yourself Pro 2. As long as you're one of the first 8 or one of the first 12 for Pro 1 or Pro 2, then join us for that. Is there any question about how important this is for you to do? This is your time. So many people need you putting yourself out there, opening these doors. Living is giving, sharing the gift you are. Audiences all over, online and offline, they need your gifts. They need you opening fully to being the inspired visionary leader it is your destiny to be. How many doors now are you ready to open? Let's go all the way here. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's been so fun to see all of these shifts within you as you're seeing the possibility of you giving your signature talk and having this much impact and being of so much greater service to so many more people. I love you. I believe in you. I know you're meant to do great things. And I'm so grateful that you're now going all in, not holding back, never playing small ever again. And you're going all the way and you're making it happen. Let's do this together. I'm so inspired to work with you as much as you would like. Is it training? Is it premium? Is it, are you Pro 1 or are you Pro 2? Let's make it happen together. Thank you very much.